Last spring, we raised 50 meat chickens and 2 pigs for our meat freezers. This was a really cool experience and we learned so much by having these animals, and it was so cool to connect with them while they were alive here on our property, moving through it and helping us to improve the pastures and also to create that garden behind me. But what was even more incredible is the fact that right now we have more than 300 kilograms of meat sitting in our freezers that we've been able to feed ourselves for the last 6 months. But because it's been 6 months, I am curious to find out just how much meat is left and how much we've consumed of the meat that we raised and whether we're going to need to raise more. So let's find out just how much meat is left in those freezers. Great for soups. Look at this monster. Holy moly. Pasture-raised organic chickens actually cost $30 around here for one chook, and they're not nearly this size, especially not at Woolworths, so massive bargain considering when we worked out the cost. These cost about $15 to $18 per bird. And we know exactly what's gone into all of them. Oh my god. Rooster, hen. This is going to be a good idea. Found some wings. Chicken liver for pâtés, chicken hearts for such a delicious Russian recipe that my parents make with this. I'm gonna have to do it and then show you guys. All right, so in that second freezer, it's all the offal, the bones, all that kind of stuff. The chicken legs, which I'm not gonna pull them all out for you. The chicken feet, we package them up in groups of 4 because that's how many Sam needs to make his either broth or ramen. I can't remember what he uses these for, but that's what we have saved those for. And yeah, all the rest is things like pig skin, livers, and all that good stuff. So yeah, old dog food that I made. Probably should pull that out so we can use it. And that's that freezer. So we have a lot more chicken left over than I expected. We chose to freeze a lot of them whole, and then we cut up a lot of them as well. We tend to take out a whole chook out, and instead of cooking the whole thing, we usually break it up into portions of what we want to cook. So sometimes if we want to barbecue or charcoal some chicken, we'll break off things like the breasts or the drumsticks and we'll barbecue those, and then the rest we will leave for something like a curry or use it in another way. That's our favorite way to use chicken. So all in all, we probably have a total of 16 whole chooks left, with some of them already being portioned out. 16 left. Wow, we've consumed so many chooks at this point. We're definitely going to need to do some meat chooks this season. Let's figure out how much pork we have. Belly. One gigantic Christmas ham. Cashew. Cheeks. I think this is the head meat. But then it's slow cooked. This is like roast. I am excited to find these trotters. I cannot wait to smoke these and keep them in the freezer for some ham, hock and pea soup, which my sister taught me. So yummy. This is all kebab meat, maybe. kebab meat. Hey Sam, when are we having kebabs? I reckon I'm gonna pull some out. Oh, not yet. Needless to say, we have a lot of pork still left over. I'm about to count how much exactly we have, but you may have noticed we have a lot of roasts and whole lots of pig left over. And we found that our pigs were a little bit fatty the way that we raised them this time around because we didn't know how to raise them properly. Now we do. Our next pigs will be even better. But a lot of our roasts just don't taste quite the same when we roast them. So we're preferring to cut it all up and then actually turn it into skewers or turn it into like strips of pork once we defrost the roast. So a lot of the roasts haven't been touched because we haven't really enjoyed them as pork roasts. We prefer to cut them up into pieces. So yeah, when we are using them, that is one thing that we've noticed. Let's figure out how much is in here. I am actually quite surprised that though it looks like there's a lot of meat still there, we've actually gone through a decent amount of meat, especially chickens. So yeah, super exciting to see how much is left in the freezer, how much we've consumed in 6 months, and figuring out when we need to process or start the next round of meat animals.